How you going, everybody? Just listen to that sound. Oh my god. That is motorcycle porn at its finest. So how is everybody? I hope everyone's well. Just turn that off. I tell you, it's pretty warm. It's about 30 degrees Celsius today here in Perth, Western Australia. So we're heading into Christmas. I reckon we're going to have a really hot Christmas this year. So it could be 40 degrees Celsius at Christmas. For all you guys that have snow at that time of the year, but it seems strange that we say that. Yeah, so before I start getting into this topic, thanks for watching. All I can ask you guys to do is subscribe. You know, if you like my content, please subscribe, hit the like button, drop me some comments on the comment section below. Yeah, so jump on board. It's just coming into summer here in Perth, and well, it's officially summer now. It's December. Yeah, so to hit the subscribe button, that'd be awesome. Need as many subscribers as we can get. So today's topic is, I've just passed the 10,000 kilometre mark on this bike. So the reason I'm doing this video today is because I just want to sort of say, after 10,000 Ks, is this a good bike? But one thing should tell you, I've kept it, so it's a good bike. But has it been a good bike for the whole 10,000 Ks? That's a resounded yes, it has. Listen, I mean, when you buy these things, when they're stock and you don't mess with them, they run really, really well. I've had no touch wood. It's me tapping my head. Touch wood that nothing happens now, but I mean, as soon as you start doing tunes, pipes, cams, that kind of thing, you're going to have, you know, little niggly things going on with them, which I have had. When I first bought the bike, the tunes were a bit off, you know, for the generic tunes that they have. But since, you know, I used to have a 2 into 2, as you all know if you've been following me. It was the standard headers with the S&S Grand National slip-ons. They were a pretty good pipe. They were pretty mellow until you gave it a fistful. Then they sort of arced up and barked a bit. I did get it dyno tuned with those pipes, as you know, and that's what started getting me a little bit more power hungry, you know. So in went the S&S 475 cam with, you know, adjustable lifters. I got the 2-in-1 Cobra El Diablo exhaust, which I took off because it was loud. I've put back on because I really loved it. Awesome. Now, I have had it retuned again. I was getting a little bit of hanging idle, which seems to be sorted a bit now. So he's played around with the idle and that, so I was explained how it all works. Now I understand it. I can understand why it was doing it. But anyway, that's an in-depth conversation in itself. So yeah, so over that sort of 15 months of owning this bike, as you know, I've put the Saddleman seat on there. I have put on these Magnum fat grips. I recommend these to anybody. They're really good grips. What else? 2-in-1, of course. I've put on the Harley Davidson quarter fairing, the Screaming Eagle orange 10mm fat leads, they call them, the genuine swing arm bag. Doesn't hold a huge amount, but it's enough, you know. You can hold a toolkit, bottle of water, small first aid kit, that kind of stuff. Ooh, excuse me, just had my lunch. I've got 2 sissy bars. When I first bought the bike, I had a high sissy bar. It was up about here, like a giant paper clip, and that was a fixed one. Didn't really like it because I felt it was too high, so I've since added, which is not on today, the detachable low sissy bar, which is about here, and it really suits the bike. But because I don't have passengers very often, it's not on there. What else? So I blacked out the front. I put, you know, the 3M vinyl wrap on the top fork legs there to black that right out. All in all, it is a wicked looking bike, and you know what, I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it. So after 14 months and 10,000 kilometers, was it a worthwhile purchase? Absolutely. I cannot recommend it enough. So if you guys are looking at getting one, whether it be brand new, or if you don't have the funds to do a brand new one, a second hand one, whether it be the 107s or the 114s, I can recommend these bikes. If you do a few little tweaks to them, put on these, like these better type of seats, This one is the San Diego Custom, so it's scalloped out. It doesn't have the straight sort of edge like the sort of standard Saddleman step-up seat. What else? That one really holds you in place. When you do some work with these, even when you're buying brand new in the standard, the crap little seat, it looks the part, but it is absolute rubbish. It is so rubbish. It's uncomfortable, and you end up sitting on the backyard. The torque just pulls you back, and it's really hard with mids. I suppose if you had forwards on it, the solo seat would be alright. So it's scratching my neck here. So yeah, so I've kept the mids now. I was going to go the forwards. I've kept the mids, as you can see there. So they're still forward a bit. They're not like a Sportster mid when you're straight down. These ones are forward a bit. Now this seat, the seat itself, lifts you up about an inch and pulls you back about an inch. In my opinion, I've heard other variations of that, and people go, "Oh, it pushes me forward." Yeah, it doesn't. It pushes you backwards because you're sitting higher up. Because the normal seat's just here, the back's here. So yeah. Anyway, each to their own. Yeah. So that seat is a highly recommended. That's probably the best mod I've done with this bike for comfort. And if you walk around it, I mean, it really suits the bike. Saddleman done a really good job. They do a really good job with the seats. They're the best seats, I reckon. Other good brands out there, but Saddleman are just, look at the lines. It's just perfect. Everything is perfect. It just fits, you know. Fits really, really well. So I was looking at getting a reusable air cleaner on the, they call these ventilator intakes. These things here, air intakes, they call it a ventilator. I was asking about getting a reusable one, and Brand, the guy at Thundertech, he does all the tuning and work for me on my bikes. He's the go-to guy here in Perth, for anybody watching from Perth. He said don't use a reusable air cleaner. He said from his experience, they get sucked inside the filter, especially when you got work done to the bike and they're pulling in a shitload of air. They suck parts of the filter into the fuel intakes, and it gets into the into the cylinder heads, and it just, I won't say the word he used, just shits everything. It shits everything. So yeah, so if you're looking at buying one of these guys, I reckon bite the bullet, go for it. Absolutely go for it. They are a wicked bike. I love them. Also, another thing I like about these things is this dash. I mean, look at the size of it. It's just compact, and no lies, everything is on there. So on the bottom you've got like left indicator, fuel warning, high beam, neutral, oil, ABS if your country has ABS. The red one, I think that's just like an engine light or something. A right indicator, I don't know what that is. Looks like a tyre monitoring system, which this bike doesn't have. Cruise control. This bike doesn't have cruise control, but I've got a cruise control kit at home. It bolts on under here. I've got to get it wired through the handlebars, plugged in, because the plug is already there, ready for it to go. But you've got to let the bike know you've got it plugged in. So you've got to go into the ECU and activate the cruise control. You've got like an engine light, battery, and low beam. And of course, when you turn it on, this little dash lights up so good when it clears itself, if it clears itself. There you go. So you've got your fuel gauge, your speedo, your kilometres. It's not running yet. The speedo. You do have a gear indicator. You have a tacho across the bottom, digital one. Trip meters, all sorts of things. Clock, remaining fuel, that sort of thing. Down here, if you didn't already know, here you have a USB charger port right there. Right there. So on the Softail standards, you don't get that. So you've got the USB charger, which is really, really cool. Can't say I've actually used it yet. So all in all, yeah, it's been a good bike. So the one thing that I have noticed though on some of my spokes like this one here, it's not actually rusting, it's corroding, but there's no rust on it. So the spokes are not the best quality, I don't think. I don't think they're like proper. They'll be mild stainless if at best. So I'm actually thinking about getting some mags for it. I prefer the mags for the pure reason that they're just easier to maintain, easier to keep clean. And then you go tubeless. These have tubes, so which is not bad. I've noticed that the tubed tyres, they tend to hold their they tend to hold their PSI or inflated sort of PSI a lot longer than tubeless. So I always check my tyres. Tyres are a big thing for me. I work in the industry, so I know if you have underinflated tyres, it can destroy them. So yeah, so there's that. But after 10,000 kilometres, What else? I really love this bike. I'm so glad I bought it. Really am glad I bought it. Gets a lot of comments, gets a lot of looks. Other Harley riders can appreciate it. I mean, it's just one of those bikes where you can just walk away from it and you turn back and it's just such a good looking bike. It really is. Now I'm about 15 feet away from the bike. On the camera it's probably going to look like 25 feet. But it doesn't matter what angle you walk around. I mean, these fairings aren't everyone's cup of tea, but after owning it now for about 6 months, I can tell you right now, it is worth every penny. In looks wise, in my opinion, and appreciate it, just like a bit of wind protection. Yeah, so it's such a good bike. So guys, so let me know if you guys are looking at these, or you just bought one, or you already own one. Tell me what you think of yours. Was it a good purchase for you? Definitely a good purchase for me. The only downside to getting a stage 2 in this is, of course, fuel economy. If you look at my search for me on Instagram, Tim Finning, same as my handle for YouTube, you'll see I posted some photos. Just posted one today. I got 239 kilometers out of the tank. I still had 2 litres, and according to the remaining fuel, I had 60 k's left in it. So potentially it was about 260 k's safely, but I filled it back up and I still had 2 litres. I'd used 11.36 litres, which is pretty much what these are. You know, these are 13.2 or 13.4 litres, somewhere around there. So I still had 2 litres, which was pretty good. But that's if I'm driving it like I'm driving Miss Daisy. The minute I get on this bike and enjoy the ride, you know, I can probably get between 170 to 190 kilometers per tank, which yeah, it's not very good, but it's fun though. Yeah, so I might end it there, guys. Let me know what you think. Are you guys looking at buying one? You've already got one. So yeah, I've done the 10,000 kilometer mark. I love this bike. I'm pretty happy with the way it is. No more mods to the engine or to the intakes or anything like that, unless I have to do mechanical stuff to it. But next I'm going to get some foot pegs. I don't know if you remember, guys, I installed the oil cooler guard, which you can see there from Radguard in Australia. Highly recommend them. Highly recommend them. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Good quality, strong, and it sort of finishes that front end a bit. Looks really good. Yeah, so there you go. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Comment below. Look forward to talking to some of you guys. Alright, catch you later. Bye for now.